Greetings, hope you're doing well. Today I'm doing a quick review of the debut album from Prizm titled All Night. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoy the review. I first heard of the duo off of their remix of Scandroid's Writing on the Wall, which was on his last EP, The Light. I have heard a lot of remixes from all of Clayton's musical projects, but that was the first remix that felt like it fit snugly within the Scandroid lore. Yes, Scandroid has lore, and it's actually pretty interesting. That remix was rearranged into a beautiful duet between Clayton and the duo, rather than just remixing the track to their own liking. They seamlessly interjected themselves into it, and they were immediately on my radar. I did not know they had an album out recently until like 2 days ago, so I am a wee bit late on this one, but this is a fun ass record, man. A lot of these songs on here, if not all of them, are drenched in an 80s retro aesthetic with sounds of synthwave, synthpop, and disco, with most of the tracks sharing a very colorful and ecstatic vibrancy about them. The opening title track has a booming chorus that is complemented with the loud drums and shiny keys. Disco Biscuit reminds me quite a bit of Chromeo, with the vocoded vocal samples, the funky bass lines, and glamorous vocals, not to mention the saxophone bits on here as well. Bounciness of Lose You is infectious. Mine is a track that pieces itself together for a satisfying conclusion as it goes along. We Were Young is a retrospective love-struck track about a past relationship that is adorable, to say the least. I like the saxophone bit here as well, and the vocal melodies are fantastic too. I could go on and on about how many great tracks are here. While they do lack more instrumental and sonic variety, the consistency of the performances and high quality production does a lot of heavy lifting for the record. Other favorites of mine include Can't Bring Me Down, Move Me, and Can't Go Back. All these tracks in particular are so uplifting and cheerful, it's really hard to resist nodding your head to them. There were a couple of tracks I wasn't all that into. The song Closer is one of the more slower and more down-tempo tracks on the album. I appreciate that they were trying to integrate a change of pace in the track list, especially in the big string of retro jams it is tethering together, but for me it just left a very vague impression. And ironically, the closer Illuminate, while I think has a very endearing refrain, I just could not get into the soundscape of the track because I felt like I have heard it so much over the course of the record, it just felt very aloof. And that is another small drawback for me. I mentioned earlier that the sound of the album is dead set on being consistent with the bright production, and while the performances are fantastic, it can lead to the album feeling samey and one note for sure. Some form of variety or different sonic routes would have been much appreciated. But overall, I really enjoyed this album. Is it cutting edge? No, not really, but there is a lot of heart and charm to be found, as well as just a boatload of fun, in my opinion. It also has some commercial appeal as well, so hopefully this album gets a bit more limelight with some of its hotter singles. If you like synthpop, or if you're looking for some 80s pop tunes, I highly recommend this one. As for the duo, I am looking forward to whatever they may come out with in the future, and I will leave it at that. I'd give it a